Hey everybody, it's Donna with North Star Tarot. Welcome. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about how to choose a tarot deck or an oracle deck. The procedure is pretty much the same for both types of decks. You want to try to find one that you're intuitively connected to, okay? Find one that you have a personal connection to one way or the other, either by the imagery, the feel of it, just that you like it. You want to make sure that you like it, okay? Not every deck will work with you, okay? There's some decks that I have bought or that have been given to me and it's like, no, I'm just not feeling it. But you have to play with it. And I'll do a video later on how to connect with your deck and how to bond with your deck. But right now we're just looking at how to choose a deck, okay? Best bet if you could get, person-to-person contact and go in and actually see them. But that's pretty hard to do right now with COVID. So yeah, not all the stores are open. Some of them are, and some of them are open with limited hours. So you can go in and physically have a look at some of these decks, okay? The only thing is then you have to go home, you have to research the deck so you can see the imagery of all the cards. Online is not bad either. So that way you get to see each and every card that's in this deck and you know if you're going to connect with it or not, okay? Imagery is so important on each of the cards, okay? Take a good look and make sure that you are happy with it, that you can see something that matters to you, something that sparks you, something that reaches you inside, okay? So I've made some notes, so I'm reading off my notes here so I don't forget anything. But there's lots of variations with decks and you want to make sure that you are picking one that you're most attracted to and that it will be a good place to start, okay? If you've never read tarot cards, a good deck to start with is the Rider-Waite. Okay, that's a really classic deck. And the deck is a good size. It's an average tarot deck size, okay? They're pretty big. Tarot decks are bigger than normal cards, but this deck feels good in your hand and it's a good size, okay? And this has really simple and very vivid symbolism and lots of information online, so it's easy to learn and easy to work with, okay? So I do suggest that would be a really good deck to start with, okay? If you've never read tarot before, you should at least have one in your possession, all right? Then you've got big ones like this. This is the Angel Tarot. Now, see the difference in size here. Just a minute here. I'll just grab one of each. See the difference in size? There's a huge difference, okay? Now, it makes a difference for shuffling. It makes a difference on how they fit in your hand. It makes a difference on how you lay them down, how much room you need for your spread, all that kind of stuff, okay? But these are absolutely gorgeous cards. So yeah, so you want to make sure that, they speak to you as well, okay? So that's the main thing. And here's another kind of average deck. This is pretty much the same size. I'll show you this here. These are pretty much, the same size. So they're an average tarot card deck. This is the Light Seers deck, and it's a beautiful deck as well. And it just speaks volumes to me. So it's really, really nice. Now, there is, now lately they've been selling these mini decks. This is a mini deck. I decided to order one to see what you'd get. And this is what you get. You get this mini deck. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, it's just too small, okay? It's beautiful. The imagery is gorgeous on it. It's exactly the same as the normal size deck, but to me, it's just too small for me to work with. So it's very, very cute, and maybe I'll use it for a giveaway or something, but to me, it's just too small to work with, okay? So keep that in mind as well, the size of your deck, okay? Also, what I want to tell you is it's okay to buy your own deck. Some people think you have to be gifted a deck before you can buy a deck. Well, I don't believe that. Then you could be waiting a long time to start your tarot journey or your oracle journey. So make sure that you go ahead and you buy a deck, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. So there. So, and then of course there's hundreds and if not thousands of tarot decks, okay? So there's lots of them and it can be a very overwhelming process. Just make sure that you just take your time with it. You check them out, do the online search. If you can, see them in person. If you can, if you've had a tarot reading by someone and you really enjoyed what deck they used, ask them what it was. They'll be more than happy to share with you if they remember which deck they used, okay? Or you remember something about it. So yeah. So anyway, ask all the questions that you can and get all the answers that you can about the deck and by online, and you'll get lots of information online. And there's also price to consider too. So some decks are very, very expensive and some decks are pretty average, okay? But right now, the average deck in Canada is going to cost you between $30 and $40, okay, for an average deck. And that's probably on Amazon or something like that, okay? But yeah, and but just, enjoy the process, have fun with it. And don't be afraid to buy your own deck. Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to get real colorful deck for some days and a dark deck for another day. But I really want you to start with the Rider-Waite deck, okay? So make sure that you pick up one of those as well, because I think it's important that you have that deck as a reference deck, okay, when you're learning tarot especially. Oracle decks, they come in many sizes and shapes and colors, and you can get decks for just about anything. You can get animal ones, you can get flower ones, you can get space ones, you can get gothic ones, you can get, romantic ones. They come in all kinds of shapes, sizes, and their characters, whatever the characters are. So yeah, so just keep looking, and when you find that deck that you love, that you're attracted to, you'll say, yes, that's the one I want, and you will choose that one, okay? So go ahead and do that, and don't be afraid, and just enjoy the process, and good luck with that, and enjoy your new tarot deck. So there you go, my dear. Thank you for being here with me.